Hey guys, and welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe and I'm joined by Nathan, and today we are going back to what we love doing as well, like we always do what we love doing anyway. But it's a random anime review that isn't so random because we chose it this time.
Yeah. Didn't we say that last time?
I think the whole random anime review thing, the random's gone out the window. We're just doing anime reviews now.
Wow, yeah.
But it's under the same title, so
Well, okay, I can't remember the reason last time, but this time I will give context. It's because this week we're doing Chainsaw Man.
yes.
And let's face it, this looked really cool, and I've never experienced this franchise. I don't know if you have, Pepe.
Yeah, I've read the manga for a little bit, but only for like the first 10 chapters or something. So
Okay.
like that was a few years ago as well. So a lot of it is actually kind of new to me, or like it's like quite a different sort of vibe. So I'm gonna jump into it. It's like it's a new experience for me regardless. It's watching anime that I haven't seen before. So
So, it made waves online before it came out.
yes.
And like watching previews and stuff, I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna watch this, and there's no way I'm not gonna suggest we do an episode about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's one of those ones like this got a lot of hype from the trailers as well. Like one because it's Mappa that are doing the studio for this, famously for Attack on Titan.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful.
So everyone saw that, and there's like so much going on about it. Like everyone was hyped about it, and it is like we'll discuss about it in a second. But yeah, it's it's definitely making waves. I feel like it's gonna be like as big as it's gonna be like next Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like easily.
But we'll talk about why.
Yes.
How did you feel about it, Nathan? How did you feel about it?
Going fresh into this,
Mm-hmm.
I was amazed, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
again, I had no idea what any of the story is. Like, I don't know anything about it except the main character is a chainsaw man. Like, that's all I knew. And then obviously, from media, I've seen Pochita, like the little dog, chainsaw dog. I was like grasped straight away because, as I said earlier, like this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The art is so clean.
Yeah.
And like the animation is sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I was down pretty much straight away, especially because like it starts off kind of like in a confusing way, at least to me, like someone who doesn't know what's going on, because it's just sort of this guy walking around talking about like selling off body parts and things.
Yeah.
And that already sort of sets a tone. You're like, oh, this is going to be a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you see Pochita for the first time and you're like, okay, well, it's definitely weird because it's a little chainsaw dog who's kawaii desu.
Yeah.
I totally, if I ever see one, I want a plush or something. Like but yeah, I was just amazed. I kind of want to go and read the manga as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I watched the 2 episodes available to me as a free user of Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
And like I was down straight away.
Okay, that's good because I agree. I completely agree. It is a sick anime. Animation is so freaking clean. And the first thing that stuck out to me is the first episode. It kind of reminds me of like how do I put it? Like early 2000s anime is the way I want to put it, and like classic anime because I remember like back in the day, like before Naruto, One Piece kind of thing. Like there used to be like these magazines. I don't know if you remember them. They like you pay £4 for them, you get like a free anime DVD. It was like an anime magazine.
Oh yeah, I know. I think I know the ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and they advertised on TV. Oh, it's collectible kind of thing. And there'd be like stuff like the first couple episodes of Hellsing or like Blood the Last Vampire and those kind of things. And watching this first episode of this, it like immediately made me think of that old school anime where like old school mature anime, not like your Pokemons or Yu-Gi-Ohs, but like
yeah,
those old school ones and like the ones that are the classics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. Like
this gave me those vibes there, and I was like, okay, cool. But it also like incorporates a little bit shonen as well. Like there's like some like shonen elements in it, and like it's bloody as anything. Like there's so much blood in this.
Oh, it is so gory, but like I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like the one thing that like Mappa does well as well. Is just going for those mature animes that like have all the gore and stuff, and it does it brilliantly. So it's a brilliant studio for this anime particularly.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like I loved it. The first episode, it was good. I watched the 3 episodes that are available. So I started in dub.
Okay.
And then there weren't any more dubbed episodes after the first one, so I just went immediately to sub. So I got an experience of both formats, I guess.
How was the dub? Was it good?
I think the dub worked fine. I don't think there was a problem with it at all.
Okay. Because I only watched sub. Like I didn't look for a dub option. I just
When it comes to new anime, like only because like I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it immediately or not. I always start with the dub if I can, just because it eases me in a little bit more. Like
fair.
because like with sub you are completely focused in, but like if something like doesn't grip me, especially if it's subbed, like I might just like end up tuning out or whatever. So I put a dub on, I see what it's like. It's a bit easier to get into, in my opinion. I enjoy sub and dub, so I'm not too fast. But yeah. No, we've talked about this before in a sub.
I know, right?
I'm sure.
I didn't intend to turn it into like I'm sure neither of us did,
Yeah.
but
But like no, the dub is perfectly fine. I don't like. There's no egregious thing. It's not like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where you hear Jotaro's voice in English and it's like,
fair.
It's but no, this is fine. Like as like someone who like I don't know specific voice actors. So I don't know who did what. And I'm pretty sure it probably is like some kind of famous voice actor.
Yeah.
Or like within the anime community anyway. But I enjoyed it. The sub was good. The dub was good. Like everything about this anime was good. So I had no problems whatsoever. And yeah, like I feel within the first 3 episodes, episode 1 was good. I found episode 2 was okay. Not so much. I didn't dislike it at all. Obviously, it's setting up the story a lot more in episode 2 because
Yeah.
episode 1 focuses a lot more on his powers and like the fact that this is how it sets up his powers. I won't give too many spoilers, I guess, just in case anyone wants to watch it. I'm not gonna go into mad detail about it, but like yeah, that episode 1 sets up his powers. Episode 2 is more like where he's going with it now. This is where the story's going. And episode 3 kind of focuses more on the start of his journey as well. I say his as if we all know who the figure. It is the Chainsaw Man, aka Denji. Is it Denji?
Denji, yeah.
Yeah, Denji.
No surname, just Denji.
Just Denji at the moment. Denji-kun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so episode 3 kind of is the start of his journey. Okay, he's employed by this faction, and then this is him going on his journey from episode 3.
Yeah, we don't know what this faction's called. We just know they're devil hunters. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Like you learn about devil hunters pretty early on as well, because it's all basically in the first episode.
So that's the thing. Like episode 2, I can understand why I wasn't necessarily a fan of it, but I understand like the reason why. And episode 3 gets back into the action again. I'm from that, I'm really looking forward to episode 4 as well, to see where the story goes even more.
It's funny you mentioned like because I actually kind of liked episode 2.
Oh, like I say, like I didn't dislike it. Don't get me wrong. Like
No, I mean I know what you mean, but like
yeah.
I thought it was pretty good as a juxtaposition because it's like episode 1 was like really crazy. That's where a lot of shit happens, and then like even so, like stuff happens in episode 2, but not quite to the same hype or like level.
It's not as heightened. That's the thing with episode 2. It's not as heightened, but it's still good. This is what
I do want to say though, like characters in this fucking world are crazy and fucking weird, man.
They're interesting to say the least. I think,
like every character that's introduced, I'm like, oh, they look normal, and then they talk or they do something. I'm like, okay, no, they're not normal. That's fucked up in some shape or form.
I feel like the thing is with like Denji is immediately like kind of out there from the beginning.
Yeah,
but then you get introduced to more characters who are like okay.
Denji has a reason though, like
yeah.
After episode 1 and everything you see about his life, you're like, yeah, he's that for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But then you get introduced to like Makima, Hayakawa, Power, like all these other characters, and you're like, I don't know how you ended up like that.
Yeah.
The boss lady Makima takes him in, but she basically is like, you're a pet.
Yeah.
You're a dog. I will treat you as a dog. I want you to say yes or woof.
Yeah.
I don't want a dog that says no. I don't want a dog that doesn't follow commands. And you're like, huh?
I mean, man goes along with it as well. Denji just goes along with it.
Yeah,
so.
like, but again, it's kind of like explained and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Not saying, Denji should have followed it, but it's better than the life he was living.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm interested to see what other characters come in because they are eccentric to say the least.
I think it's episode 3 actually, where Makima has like a meeting with some of the higher ups or whatever.
Okay.
So her group is kind of, without giving too much away, her group is kind of put together and is more devil focused, I guess. And they're using him as kind of like, well, the upper fractions kind of call it like the dog unit in some sort of sense. Like, maybe I'm not using the exact words probably,
Fair enough.
but like it's a group of like hunting dogs, I guess. Is like the fact that it's these animals, as they refer to, being trained up by Makima, and like it's basically kind of like experiment.
It's kind of like the most apt description.
Yeah, I mean, when you
Wow.
have characters like Denji and Power as well, I think it's in
Yeah.
episode 2 where you get a brief glimpse of what Power's like, right?
She's insane.
Yeah, it is like immediately is insane. And like there's so many weird things about this. Not weird, but like really out there things about this anime. Like Denji's motivation
Oh
is
god,
literally
like
it's literally to touch boobs. That's all it is. He just wants to
yeah,
touch
like
boobs.
or like lying to Hayakawa in that room where he's like, "Oh yeah, because of the way I am, I wanted it to be as like painless as possible." And then it's like, I just didn't want to get blood on the nudie mags.
Yeah.
I just wanted the nudie mags. It's like, do you think he would look down on you like more? Because I think this guy already hates your guts. Like, I don't think he'll actually be like, oh, do you know what? This fucking despicable guy. I think he already thinks that way. So if you just said, oh, I just wanted the porno mags, he'd be like, yeah, makes bloody sense, you degenerate.
I mean, it is quite jokes. Like the more you watch this, you're like, okay, this is quite jokes. His reasoning, it's not conventional at all, like compared to other manga. And
No,
I think it's great. I think it's great.
I think it's great as well. And it, again, all explained.
Yeah.
Denji has not lived a normal life. So, like,
Nah, not at all.
these motivations, you're like, yeah, it kind of makes sense for, like, a teenage kid who hasn't actually lived a normal life. Like, that's kind of what they would want.
And it's bad. I think I have like a kind of bittersweet feeling about the way that Pochita, what happens to Pochita as well.
Yeah, I know. I thought,
Bit of spoilers here, I guess. Like, so if you haven't watched the episode, watch the first episode and whatever. But yeah, the way that Pochita kind of just goes, I always felt that like within the manga as well, when the manga was first starting, like the art of the front cover was Denji. And then it was Pochita as well, so both of them were in the front cover. So when I remember reading the manga, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool. I'll see where this goes." It's like this guy and his weird little chainsaw dog, and man, chainsaw dog dies in the space of like the first episode.
I actually was surprised about that as well. Because, like, all I knew was Chainsaw Man, Little Chainsaw Dog.
Yeah.
I assumed, because, like, at one point all I saw was Pochita online,
Yeah.
that Pochita was in it way more than that.
Nah. There's a chance that Pochita may come back, but I doubt it at this point where the story is. Like, I doubt Pochita's coming back. Like, it's
If Pochita ever comes back, it'll be like a weird sort of like dream sequence where it's like, oh, this is the metaphysical version of me in your brain. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like Naruto seeing Kurama and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like that. Like, oh, this is a weird inside your mind dimension that we're talking to each other.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see where it goes. Maybe there is like something. Maybe like Pochita's stronger than like we knew. Like that's the thing, because like in the first episode at least, Pochita's like kind of portrayed as this lower level devil by the looks of it. It just has a chainsaw because it just walks around. Like even when Denji meets him as a kid, like Denji like says, "Hey, look, have my blood, and then we'll make a pact or whatever." So like Pochita drains some of Denji's blood, but it doesn't kill him or anything.
No,
That's how they make the pact. That's how they become friends. I don't know. Maybe there's potential. Like maybe Pochita does have like hidden potential or something further down. But I don't know. That's just me guessing. That's me guessing.
well, it must do, right? Because, like, I guess another small spoiler. At one point, there's a flashback sequence, and Denji's like, "I've heard some devils can take over a body once the human dies,
Yeah.
and if I ever die, do that if you can." But again, he says like, "I've heard only some devils can do that." So if Pochita can do that, it kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of makes you think, oh, it probably is stronger than we're led to believe.
Yeah. I feel like we can only guess at this point, and like, I feel like that's where it would go further down the line, just like when Denji becomes stronger, I assume. Again, we're only 3 episodes in. I have no clue where the story is going at this point.
Yeah, same.
Because I did mention that I read the manga, and again, this was a couple years ago when I started. So watching the first episode, it did like bring so because I remember Makima. I remember Makima as a character. I didn't remember how Denji got his powers. I forgot that he technically dies.
Dude, that was a bloody gruesome scene as well, to be
This
fair.
is one thing as well. This is one thing that really threw me off as well, because this manga was in Jump. This was in Weekly Jump.
Yeah, it was.
And it like doesn't feel like it would be a Weekly Jump manga whatsoever. This feels like it should be somewhere else.
Yeah, it does feel like it should have been like a sign-in or something.
Yeah, like, or like, I don't know, some kind of, feels like it would be in, I don't know, Jump Square or something like that, like maybe.
Well, it's in Jump Plus now, so.
It's in Jump Plus now, yeah. I think I think it's what threw me off is that when it first started, it was in Jump, and then it went on hiatus, and that's when it came back in Jump Plus. I'm glad to see how well this is doing as well, because like as I said, like it's one of those mangas where like it's gone to monthly, and usually if it's a monthly manga, sometimes it doesn't do as well. Like to just say like sometimes like think about like World Trigger for example, that's gone to monthly, and like The Grey Man went to monthly, and those like mangas like kind of sort of died off a little bit. Maybe World Trigger's still going, I can't remember.
I don't know.
But like the thing is, when this went to Jump Plus, I was like, oh shit, is it gonna die or something? But it was coming back, and it's done well. It's like the anime's like kicked off massively, and like it's got good reception. This anime got hyped from the trailer, like as soon as it came out, as we said earlier. And yeah, it's good to see the reaction at the moment about this. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, same. I mean, there are some. I guess it all fits in. Like, I guess the key point here is that this whole series is kind of weird, but in like a good way.
Yeah.
Because like when I was watching the intro, you know, like animation thing.
Oh yeah.
That was also kind of weird because you're like, I don't understand what vibe they're trying to put across here. Because it's like times they're fighting, and then there's like a scene where Denji and Power are dancing together, and Hayakawa is just sort of there.
I don't know why, but that one clip of them dancing is like that gives me so much joy. I don't know why, but like I love that one clip. It's just like random as hell.
I love it too, but you know what I mean. It's just so random. And then like you've got Kickback by Kenshi Yonezu playing.
Oh mate,
like, and that's a sick song, and it really didn't sound like a Kenshi Yonezu song that I'm used to, at least.
It's heavier like than his normal stuff, and I think
I like it. I think it's really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's good. Like, cause the thing is with Kenshi Yonezu as well, he does like a whole different range of like different styles, and like but obviously his voice is very distinctive on each track as well. So like hearing him on this, I was like, damn, this is coming through, and it suits the vibe of the anime as well. Because if you had like a slow opening for this anime, I'd be like, this is not the vibe.
It fits the vibe of the anime, but that's what makes the intro even more confusing. Yeah. It's because you got this really hard song playing, and then scenes of them bowling and dancing and then killing, and you're just like, it's all over the place. I don't understand.
At the same time, with that intro as well, it represents the series so well. The fact that they're just bowling at one point is just like, and dancing, yeah. It represents, because this is the thing, like with this, like you know for a fact Denji is just such a random character at times, and if even in the second episode, I think, where he gets into argument with what's his face, I can't remember. Sorry, you said it a moment ago. Hayakawa. Like he gets into a fight with Hayakawa like almost straight away.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty funny fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think the intro like works so well with it. It represents the series perfectly because it is so funny at times, but it is also like
the perfect accompaniment to that intro is still episode 2, where Hayakawa's like, "You're gonna live with me, so I can keep an eye on you," and then he's just making the ultimate toast or slice of bread.
So much different jam on it.
It's like all the jams, butter, but then there's just like mess all over the table, and Hayakawa's just looking at him like, "What the fuck?"
He goes like, it just represents that Denji obviously hasn't had the best upbringing anyway, so he's always lived outside in a shack. And the moment he gets like a hint of what normal life is, like living in an apartment. He is like practically the worst housemate you can imagine having.
Oh, absolutely the worst. That whole sequence is like, God, if I lived with someone like that, I'd kick them out straight away.
I would be absolutely fuming. Like, literally doesn't replace the toilet paper, makes mess everywhere.
Just makes a
mate.
bunch of noise as well. Like, you know, when he's in the bathtub and he slams his hand and he's just making noise. He's not even singing. He's just making noise for the sake of making noise. And you're like, oh God, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst.
It is like, yeah, representation. Like, this is the one thing, it just gets better and better as the series goes on. You get like you get a good insight into Denji as a character. Like, all those characters, you get a good insight into them like straight away.
Yeah.
I think the only one that like is mysterious at the moment is still Makima.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be that way, isn't it? Like, this weird boss lady of this devil hunter group that even in episode 2 she's like tells Denji and Power, if you run into cops or humans, just flash your badge and say I'm from this division, they'll wince, pull a face, and then walk off grumbling. And that's exactly what happens. So like, even the rest of the world doesn't like dealing with this group.
I mean, even like there's that threat as well. Like, Makima still is, you can tell that she's still very much in charge of this group as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, she even said like the moment like they like, was it Denji or Power decide to leave or whatever, or if they want to run away, we will kill them.
Yeah, they will be treated as devils and killed as such.
Yeah, so like that's the thing when oh fuck, I keep on forgetting his name. Hayakawa?
Yeah, Hayakawa.
Hayakawa, sorry, Hayakawa. I need to remember this. Like that's the thing, because the moment Hayakawa says, "Oh yeah, just like leave and never come back" or whatever, and Denji stays, like, you know for a fact that like if Denji just said, "Oh yeah, fuck it, I'll leave" or whatever, you know he would have just been executed on sight. He didn't know that, but like it would have just been fucking over.
He didn't know that, but like Hayakawa seemed more than ready to just be like, cool, yeah, run so I can kill you, bitch.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Much, yeah.
I hate, well, he's like, I don't know. Right now, in 2 episodes I watched, it seems like he hates him, but like I feel like that's a bit of a tsundere thing.
I feel like it's gonna be something, obviously, like it's that kind of Sasuke Naruto kind of vibe where like they probably just hate each other, but like as the series goes on, you know, they'll develop as like they're put together as a team. Like
I feel like it'll develop into a little more like a tsundere thing. I feel like right now Hayakawa was like, I hate you, but I feel like it's gonna be like, I don't care, idiot. It's not like I love you or anything.
We still got to see his power as well. This is the one thing about Hayakawa. Like,
yeah, true. You just see him like walk around with his katana, but he's not used it yet.
Yeah, right now all he's done has been kicked in the balls like quite a few times.
God.
So I'm interested to see him in the fight as well. Also interested to see what Makima's like in a fight. There's so many, like the only person we kind of seen at this point is Power. A little bit more so in episode 3 than episode 2, I assume.
Considering she's called Power.
Yeah.
And what she displayed in episode 2, you're kind of like, it's like you said before, you kind of just get it already, you know?
Yeah.
She's like taken over. She's a fiend. She's got this sort of like Hime-esque like Ojo-sama vibe going. And then, you know, I feel like he's like a bit Ojo-sama, a bit Chinibyo-ish.
Yeah.
And then it's just, yeah, she just wants to fight. She's strong. She's power. Literally power. Literally. Like, there's nothing else to say.
Literally that, yeah, spot on. Like, there's not much else to say apart from.
Like, I felt like the name was too on the nose at the time, but it's kind of the best description.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'll wait for you to watch episode 3 before I say any more as well.
I don't know when that will be free. Hopefully soon, because I do want to watch it.
It probably be, like, by the sounds of it, I think Crunchyroll just does it a week. Like, so whenever the next episode comes out, they'll probably be like, "Here you go."
I think the episodes come out every Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
Yeah, it's some weird middle of the week thing, isn't it? But yeah, there's one thing as well with it. Like, obviously you'll see this in episode 3 as well. Like, but the ending song has changed already, so I don't know if it's gonna be like a different.
Oh, I looked it up. It changes every episode.
That's sick though. I do appreciate it.
The ending song from 1 and 2 are different as well.
Yeah, like episode 3's ending is just bizarre as well. That's like one thing I was like trying to wrap my head around the song, and it is literally like they just threw everything at the wall, and it's like it's heavy as well. It's like the heaviest song out of the series so far. But then it also just goes into some random other genre halfway through the song, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? This is like a mix match of things.
See, like, as cool as it is, though, like, the thought being, how many episodes is this, though? How many songs did you have to source?
I mean, sure, it's either I feel like it's got to be a 24 episode anime or 23 episode, right?
That's a lot of songs. And
Mm.
like considering most animes, if they're gonna change the ending song, it's every half season, let's say, or so.
Yeah, at most, yeah.
Like so you'll get maybe 2, 3 songs at max.
Yeah.
Depends on how long how many series or whatever, but like 24 songs potentially for season 1 of this show. That's crazy.
That's a lot. I mean, it's going for something different, and that's the one thing. It also just like sells it a bit more. Like, mate, this anime is going through so much right now. Like, it's like putting out like all the stops, and that's what you want, really.
Oh yeah, it's not holding back, and like right now, I feel like it's knocking it out of the park at every step.
It is living up to the hype. This is the one thing. It had hype before, and now it's living up to it. It is like absolutely doing bits right now.
Oh, for sure. Like, hopefully, it doesn't drop the ball.
I think like they've started. This is the one thing. I don't know where the story goes as well. Like I mentioned this earlier. Like, and I just want to see where this goes because we've obviously seen demons in that intro as well.
Yeah.
Or devils even. And I'm interested to see like, is there gonna be like, is it a like demon week to week kind of thing? Is there gonna be a long term enemy or something? Like, is there gonna be like an end goal enemy, or is it gonna be like various seasonal enemies or something like that? Like, I'm interested to see where this goes.
It is very hard to say. I guess considering we're like so early on, it probably will be almost a monster of the week kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then evolve like any anime / manga does, it'll evolve into like the arc where there's more than one enemy, there's the training arcs and all that, like
Yeah.
it'll probably follow some of the tropes in that sense.
And if it is a 24 episode one, you'll probably see the last like 4 or 5 episodes focus on one villain where it's going to be the strongest yet. And I'm ready for it, man. I'm hyped. I'm looking forward to see where this goes and what the other devils are going to be like as well. Like,
I know,
we've seen
right?
a small sample of them. But there's got to be so many different ones as well. This is the one thing I'm really looking forward to. This. I'm intrigued about it all.
Well, like it's in episode 1, like the first devil is the tomato devil, so like it makes it seem like anything
Yeah.
could have a devil.
Yeah.
So like the potential is there that just there are millions of it because it's just like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's my water bottle. Oh, it's a water bottle devil.
Yeah.
And like everything will have a devil. So
Because is that in episode 2 where Makima says that? It might be in episode 3 even, that like each thing
I don't know.
that every devil that poses a threat, like the bigger it is, technically the more terrifying it could be. So like I think she describes like, oh, like for example, a coffee devil won't be that strong. However, a car devil might actually be something that's quite terrifying.
The idea of a coffee devil makes me laugh so hard.
I think it's literally mentioned in the 3rd episode. I think it is definitely a 3rd episode thing.
I think it is 3rd because I don't recall any of that.
But then like that's why I think it's when she's talking to what's his face. Again, I forgot his name. Harika. I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name?
It's because right now he's bland and just all he
Yeah.
is hates Denji. That's it.
But I think he's asking why Denji's been taken in. And she's like, oh yeah, he's learning right now, but he's a chainsaw devil.
Yeah, he's different.
And that's got that when she's describing the different levels of devils, she's saying it's a chainsaw one, so it's gonna be something terrifying. So I mean, yeah, that's a very good point though. Like all different types of devils, like what other devils could there be? I'm curious now.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
since,
it could literally be anything and everything, right? So like, I normally I wouldn't say it, but I do kind of want to see like some really mundane ones, like the coffee devil, for example. Like,
yeah, you want to see some low level devils,
because I just want to see how stupid it might look, or like how derpy it might look, or something like that. Like saying that, I mean, the tomato devil, I never would have seen that and gone tomato.
Also, it looked kind of terrifying at the same, even though it was dead. Like that thing was quite sizable as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, even if it was like, oh, the coffee devil is not very strong, it's like, yeah, well, it still might be like pretty like horrifying.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, by the sounds of it, I think any devil is gonna look quite horrifying.
Yeah, the only one that didn't was Pochita, and like that's because Pochita was kawaii.
Yeah, and even that feeds to it. Like I feel like there could be more potential to Pochita than we know, because technically, like about Malcolm has said in the 3rd episode, like a chainsaw devil could be quite terrifying, but Pochita was quite chill. So maybe Pochita was like a youngish level devil or low level, and
Either that or it's like one of those like it was restricted, oh they sealed away a bunch of its power and whatever.
We just got to learn more about Pochita as well. I want to see more Pochita
Yeah.
content.
I'd also want some Pochita merch. I know I said that before, but like it's on my mind.
I think that's the one thing. Like, even though it's had such a short appearance technically, but we'll see it in flashbacks definitely. But like there definitely will be plushes of this thing.
I mean, I've seen plushes of it, but again, that's in Japan.
Yeah, I've seen like figures of it, like I think Nendroid kind of things.
Oh, yeah, but that'd be expensive. Nendoroids are really bloody expensive.
No, Nendroids are bloody pricey, yeah. It might not have been Nendroid, by the way. It's like some sort of figure, though. I've seen the figure of it, yeah.
Yeah, probably something along the same lines, but yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to say about it at all, Nathan?
Honestly, I don't think there is much else without getting into spoiler territory, and we've already done a bit more than I was comfortable with.
Like, we just like threw that out the window, like trying not to spoil, but we did spoil quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we didn't give a lot of info on the first episode, so like...
Well, we haven't really given away a whole lot.
No.
But we did give away, like, moments that might add up to something else, so...
Yeah. We've given, like, half of the picture at this point.
Yeah, it's... Again, I feel like we say this every time we do a random anime review. It's kind of hard to talk too much about something you haven't either seen too many episodes of or trying not to spoil like crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
So just go and watch it. You can watch it on Crunchyroll for free.
Yeah, I'd say if you enjoy stuff like Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, like those kind of things.
If you like the more mature, like gorier looking stuff,
yeah,
you're gonna love this. This was absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's one of those ones where you can give this to anyone, and it's like, even if they're not an anime fan, like you throw this. I mean, it's gonna be out there for someone that hasn't watched anime before, but it is a good watch regardless. It is like, what the hell is going on? But you will like it. I think it's a good one to start with.
Yeah, honestly, I think it is probably gonna be one of those like gateway animes. You know how like when people try to introduce somebody else, they're like, oh, like Death Note or Full Metal Alchemist. Like, there's those certain ones that everyone always says, like, if they don't like anime, make them like get them to watch that one. And I feel like Chainsaw Man might get there eventually, like as one of those like gateway animes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones. The animation just lends it to it so well. So there's a lot of good things to say about this anime, and looking forward to seeing what comes up with it as well.
Yeah, seriously, the future is bright for this. Like.
Absolutely. But on that note, I think that's where we're going to end the episode. Thank you for listening, guys. Remember to click the links in the description. We have all our podcast platforms there. Go give a listen if you prefer that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
Wait. I just remembered.
What? What is it?
We also have a Twitter now.
Oh, God. Yeah, we have a Twitter.
We have a Twitter now. So go look for us at Cultured Boys on Twitter. We do.
Yeah.
Also have the link in the description.
Hey.
It's also on our About page on our channel.
Incredible.
But yeah, go follow us on Twitter because we got that now.
Wow. There's extra stuff in the end. The outro. Wow.
I was waiting for a good time and it didn't seem like it, so I just had to interrupt you. But yeah, follow us on Twitter.
Yes, follow us on Twitter, of course. Nice one. Okay, cool. And LinkedIn. No, we're not on LinkedIn.
No, we're not. I don't think we'll ever be.
I don't think there's room for us on LinkedIn. Anyway, we'll catch you next time, guys. Laters. Bye-bye.
Bye.